Good morning, everyone. I decided to do a podcast this morning because I had such a wonderful understanding in my dream, and I just feel it's so good. I just want to share it with everyone. So I decided I would do a podcast today, a short one, and just touch on a few things that not just the dream, but little things or hints that work for me um in these times. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is these times are anxiety producing. And if we look at the news and all that's going on in the world, it can subconsciously affect our emotions and the type of day that we have. And so I do keep abreast of what's going on in the world to an extent, but I kind of pay attention to how much I can tolerate without it really wrecking my day. And I think that's helped me considerably. Everybody's different and everybody has like a different purpose and different mission and different ways of enjoying their journey. But I think that what I really want to say is just pay attention to what feels good to you and what doesn't feel good to you and try to honor that. Also, like if I do feel overwhelmed or anxious, I have a few things that help. Um, so everybody's gonna have their own little like different recipe. So for me, like going for a walk in nature helps a lot, walking the dog. Um, Also, rom-coms, 90s and 2000s rom-coms. Um, I think when Harry Met Sally might be 1989, so even maybe 80s. So when Harry Met Sally and Moonstruck, Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, Love Jones, um, Gabrielle Union's new one she did the other day on Netflix. I love that one. Um, Persuasion, when we've got Mail, Sleepless in Seattle, all these did I say Moonstruck? I really love Moonstruck. Um, all these rom-coms have like I put it on and I just feel calmer. Also getting under a comforter. It could be the middle of the day. If I feel anxious, I'm going under a comforter. It helps to soothe me for whatever reason. I don't question it. I just do what I need to do to help with the anxiety. And something warm to drink, something hot to drink. I might order my favorite food. Um, so just you will find that the things that work for you, but like when that happens, just try to pay attention to it and try to help yourself, not ignore it. Sometimes you don't even know what's causing the anxiety. I had a time there in October to November that I didn't know what the anxiety was about. Because I've never really had much anxiety, but maybe I didn't, I wasn't aware of it, and now I was just more sensitive to it. So maybe. So sometimes I don't even know why. And I would get it and I would do what helps and it would help it change my mood and I feel so much better for the rest of the day. And so I just wanted to put that out there. If it helps anyone, your own recipe would be specific to you. Just pay attention to yourself and what you like and what you don't like. Both are important for figuring out yourself. Um, what else did I want to talk about before? Oh, so when I started getting interested in all these esoteric things, I was also concerned with cults and conspiracy theories and stuff like that. What I have noticed those. Like there's not like one particular group that I am attracted to, or one particular group that I am following what they say to do. I kind of like look at a bunch of different things, and a lot of times they are saying like similar things in a different way, or new things and adding on to something else someone else said, but they're completely different people, different pages, different um organizations and stuff like that. So this is why I feel also because a lot of it is internal direction, internal ideas, thoughts. I'm just following what interests me and then researching it. So it's not like I'm being directed from outside or being told to do this or being told to do that in order to accomplish something. I'm just kind of following what interests me and what I like to do. And um appears to be happening all over the world with different types of people, different religions, different um ways of thinking. And but the root of it, the core of it seems to be the same, which is um love and knowing yourself, the inner journey. And as that reveals itself, and as you learn to love yourself more, you're able to be more love in the world. So, so that kind of relieved my cult, like fears and worries and stuff like that. Because it was just like too many different places I was interested. It's not just one place. I'm not following one ideal, and I'm kind of like just enjoying my own journey and listening to what I want to do, what interests me, stuff like that. So I just wanted to touch on that a little bit because I I was concerned about that. Um, so the dream. So the dream I had last night, I don't know if I call it a dream because I always call it like understandings in my dreams, kind of. And they come with sometimes with visions, but just a lot. Sometimes it's just like a thought or just something explained in a really good way that I understand it for whatever reason. A lot of times I can't even verbalize the understanding. So let's get a little coffee. Sorry, this slurp. A little coffee. I'm just talking to you guys before I start work. Um, and these days I put a little condensed milk in my coffee and an ode to my aunt, T. Joan, who died recently, but she was an aunt that lived with us until I was like 12 and, was one of my first experiences of what love is. She's such a loving aunt. And she loved me. I knew that. Like it was like clear as day. And so to have that as such an early age, it helps to root and and lock in what love could be. Even if later on I had experiences that were not of love. I had Auntie Joan had loved me, okay? And I knew that. So she passed, she's like in her 90s, and I was at peace with it because we all know it's a transition of just energy, and she's probably going to have even better time on the next side. And I was so grateful for her in this lifetime. And so now when I have coffee, a little condensed milk, because Auntie Joan used to like condensed milk in her coffee. And helps me remember how much I loved her and she loved me on a daily basis. So little things like that add to my day, add to the depth of my day, to the softening of love, and frames it in a beautiful way, you know? So find little things that add to your day, you know? Anyway, so the dream or the understanding I got during the dream was I always hear them, you know, everybody that's on this journey. And if you're not on this journey yet, that's fine too, because it's specific to everybody. And when it's your time, it'll be your time. You don't have to worry. You don't have to rush. You don't have to stress. It just unfolds perfectly for you. So anyway, I just don't want anybody to feel like, oh, they're missing out on something and they're gonna get left behind. And everything happens in the time it's supposed to happen. I got that recently, that I really solid. Like everybody moves at the best pace for them. So anyway, I kept hearing that you need to ground the light. And I just couldn't understand what this thing meant. They would say it, or other people would say, I know it meant to, it's good, it's a good thing, right? You want the light to stay here, you want it to be on Earth, and you want to help Earth and stuff, but I just couldn't get it. And they would do their meditations and visualizations of it, imagine a column of light, stuff like that. And I could imagine, I have a really good imagination, but it still wasn't understood within myself fully. So last night, what came was to ground the light just means to really just love yourself as much as you can. Even when you do something that you're not proud of, or you make a mistake, or you get angry about something trigger you and you overreacted, you didn't respond in the way you wanted to, because you think, okay, I'm progressing, I shouldn't still be triggered by these little things. Just love yourself through it. Just understand yourself through it. Just give yourself space, be gentle with yourself. Because what that does, that love that you're giving to yourself, that understanding will help you give it to other people. And I had I think this is why the understanding came. I was at Publix the other day. I went to get a chicken salad sandwich. I really love Publix subs. I was in the line waiting, just fine, whatever. And this lady came in front of everybody, and then they started making her subs. So there were like two people in front of me, and she skipped everybody went in front. And at first I was like, well, whatever. I don't care. But then they were making two subs for her. Two. Okay. I was like, nah, it's not right. It's not fair. You know? And then I was like, do I want to just suppress this or ignore this? Or do I want to say something? Right. Started already thinking about, well, my throat chakra. I need to, if something's not right and I want to voice something, I should. So I did. I went and I asked, like, the guy preparing the sub, I guess he's not aware that there's a line there. Is there not a line? And it's just like whoever comes up being served, because I didn't understand what's going on. I wasn't rude. I just wanted like clarification. And he was like, no, the lady was here before, but they didn't have any chicken tenders, and all the chicken tenders were ready. So this is why they're doing it. And that's why she was skipped. I was like, oh, okay, well, thanks, whatever. So I went back and I waited and I got my sub and everything was good and stuff. But as I was going to the car, I was like, maybe I didn't need to say anything. Maybe I could have just let that go. Why was I so triggered with this lady skipping the line? Like, what is it? What is it about somebody getting ahead of me and not waiting their turn? That bothers me so much, you know? And it was just like, really like, I didn't want to stay in that mental state for too long, because, when you think in a negative way too long, or you blame yourself or whatever, then your day starts to kind of go off kilter. So I tried to think of something else that gave me good feelings, right? Try to change my thought train or whatever. But throughout the day, it was still like in the back of my mind, like I need to understand like what that trigger was, like why? Why did I respond that way? Why couldn't I just not said anything and stuff like that? So then when I'm like that, I usually do this mirror exercise where I go into the mirror, like when I'm doing like my clearing or my forgiveness. I um process. I go to the mirror and I talk to myself. And I give like the different perspectives with my perspective and stuff like that, and validate each perspective, and then talk about being love and letting it go and stuff. But this one wasn't like a forgiveness thing. It was trying to understand myself. So I didn't really know if it would work. But anyway, I did. I went into the mirror to talk to myself. It sounds weird, but it works. I'm going to sleep again. I'm so sorry, guys. And I I don't know why it works, but it works for me. I say everybody's gonna have their own process and their own things that work for them. Sometimes like, okay, you had a question and you asked, and that's great because you're using, it's showing that your chakras are working and you're not suppressing to bury it. Like you're speaking it out, what is bothering you to get it cleared. The thing that maybe I could have tweaked it on was maybe speaking, but also being more love at the same time. So using my heart chakra with my throat chakra. And the chakras are just aspects of ourselves that we need to that we all have. And um so like I don't think of it like, I mean the ball is like a symbol, but it's just really just aspects of ourselves. So I could have spoke up more lovingly. That's what I got. But that it was good that I spoke up, that I am aligned and I'm not repressing stuff, and that this is a refinement and it'll take time, and to give myself grace and to just love myself and be proud that I'm moving forward and I'm learning more about myself and what works for me. And it was just, I didn't expect that to come from the mirror talk to myself because I didn't process that in my head down there thinking. But it did, and it cleared it, and it felt so good. And then this came, this dream, or understanding in my dream that what grounding the light is basically just loving yourself, even when you mess up, and not having all these expectations and judgments on yourself when you just authentically living through this process, really, with all this density here. And we say density and stuff like that, but also like all of it was needed for us to progress this way, I think, for us to really get the message. I'm not saying it's not rough or not nice to look at, not nice to feel. Like it doesn't always feel good, but feel it adds to the beauty on the next side when you get to the next side of it. So that was it. It just basically said that grounding my light was loving myself here on earth in this density when it's hard to love yourself, and it's so easy to find a reason why you're not lovable, when it's so easy to judge yourself. Love yourself through it. And you can look at yourself as you would look at your child, essentially. When your child makes a mistake or they act out, it's because they're overwhelmed and they're still learning and they're still processing. And it's the same for you. It's the same for you. So kind of be as loving with yourself as you can and learning from yourself, because I learned that, okay, I speak up now, but I can do it with a little more love. Add a little love in there, a little sweetness, a little condensed milk. Anyway, so that came, that clear understanding came. What else came? It also gave me an understanding of, so there is someone that I love, right? But I just can't be close to, I have to love from a distance. And it at the back of my mind, it kind of bothers me that I can't go back to where I was with this person. And I want to, I want to not be as guarded, or I want to be able to trust this person again. It's like a friend. And I just, I love talking to them, but from a distance, from far. And being loved from far to them too. Like if they have a problem, like listening, if I can, if I have the capacity to, if I'm, you know, working on all four cylinders and I'm able to listen without stuff penetrating and stuff like that. But the dream, I had another dream, another understanding that this person, though they don't mean to hurt me particularly, that the way that they enjoy life is harmful for me. And so in the dream, we were at the same place or whatever. And she was like digging a sharp object into my back. She was just stabbing me in the back. She was digging into my back. And I was like in tears because it was hurting so much. But she thought it was so funny because she thought she was tickling me. And it just let me know that some people are just not for you because they're in a different frequency. And not that any frequency is better, it's just not compatible at this time. And that, her intentions aren't bad. It's just where she's at, and it's just where I'm at. I might be super sensitive to something that she thinks isn't something to be sensitive about. And so it kind of gave me confirmation that it was okay, that it was fine that I was able to love her from a distance, and because I was feeling bad that I couldn't be as close to her as we were or as I would like to be. And I was like, well, if I'm supposed to be loved to everybody, then why can't I trust her the same way? And so basically, I'm supposed to harm myself to make someone else happy. So that came in really clear. It was really clear. And also, it made she's not a bad person. She's just on a different frequency. And the way that she enjoys things are completely different to me, but it's harmful to me. So got that confirmation, which was really, really, really cool. And gave me a lot of peace because, I was feeling a little like, again, judging myself. So those two understandings came in the dream. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was manifesting what you want and enjoying the process. This came to me this week too. So like I was telling you guys, like I feel like I'm able now to just bring somewhat what I want into my life. So I have a decent life, at least one that I enjoy quite a bit. I could probably enjoy some more. There's room for improvement of enjoyment of life, but I enjoy quite a bit. And I was listening the other day, I just had playing in the song this Solfeggio frequency from YouTube, from the Self Healing Collective page. And it was 528 hertz, which is supposed to be the frequency for love. Not love as in romantic partner love, I think. I think it's like for just like agape love and understanding, that kind of thing. Anyway, I just had it playing in the house or whatever, like as background music. And just, I think I was cleaning up or vacuuming, and the thought that came was, it wasn't even a thought. It was kind of like an image that came, was like dancing in the cosmos, but with what I want to come to me. So I have several asks. Okay. I'm talking to my angels and my guides about that I would like, that I think would enhance my life tremendously. Um, but I was enjoying the dance. This is it. I was dancing in the cosmos with these things I had requested. And it was I was enjoying the dance. So what I got from that is to enjoy the time before it comes, like enjoy that space, enjoy dancing with it and moving with it and bringing it closer and bringing it farther and then bringing it closer again, and just move with it and feel it and enjoy where you are, because I was enjoying that. Enjoy where you are. I always find that when I'm enjoying, just like, now in reality, in this material world, but I'm enjoying my experience, then the next stage comes when I'm like, well, you know what? That's not too bad. I can be happy here. Then the next thing comes. And you're like, oh, it came. I was enjoying that. Okay, well, let me check this out. And then you level up. And you enjoy that process. Um, but yeah, so that's what came that we I and this is not for everybody. Again, I just sharing what works for me and what comes to me to enjoy enjoy the time before it comes, enjoy that dance with it coming, as you get in sync with it, as you step in time with it. Yes, enjoy it. So that came. And methods of manifesting that work for me that I now starting to kind of understand is one, asking for it and knowing that it will come if it's right for me, but if it's not right for me, knowing that something better is coming. I've heard this before, but I just couldn't understand. Like I just was like, but I want that. What else could be better than that? But it's true. Just relax and just, if it's supposed to come, it'll come, and just surrender to if it's going to come, it will. And if it's not for you, then something better that is for you will come. And my daughter does this thing where she says, it'll work out. And it always works out for her. She doesn't stress about it. She just be like, it'll work out. And then like somehow it works out. So that works. And then also, sometimes it's hard for me to imagine, actually, because they say to imagine and feel what it feels like to have what you want. But if you've never had it, that's kind of hard to do. What I have found works for me is like, it's really silly and it may not work for you because everybody, again, has their own specific recipe that works for them. But if I imagine like I'm a flower and I'm just taking all the beautiful sunshine and all the rain, it's all falling at the sun is shining at the same time. It's a lot of beautiful rain, and I'm thriving and I'm blooming, and everywhere around me is green, and I'm getting the nutrients from the earth, and the wind is just rocking me, and I'm just having a good old time as a flower. That's how I imagine everything I want is coming to me, and I'm supported, and I'm getting all the nutrients and all the enjoyment out of life. I can imagine that. I'm able to imagine that for some reason. Sometimes a different flower. Sometimes I'm a rose. Sometimes I'm a huge red lotus, just like full of dew, you know, and full of nectar. And I can just imagine that for some reason, and just imagine that that's me attracting all that I want, all that I want coming to me, all the nutrients, all the love, all everything just coming to me naturally. I don't have to do anything. I'm just being, and it's just the earth is just loving me with all of these different ways. So that works for me. So far, I'm hoping it's gonna work some more because I haven't. When I get more like solid like evidence of it here in this lifetime, then I'll probably say, yeah, it really worked. And I'll be, more solid with it. But anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know about the new understanding that came and share my little thoughts this morning. I hope you have a great day, a day filled with good things that are specific to you that would make you have a good day. I hope you have a good day, guys. Bye.